Hi, and welcome to Statistics in Educational Research. In this video, you are going to be introduced to educational statistics. Statistics deals with quantitative data and variables. Data are the results of measurements or observations of variables, which are the ones being manipulated or computed statistically. This also includes data without variables. Variable, on the other hand, is a trait, attribute, or property of things, persons, or places that changes in quality, quantity, or magnitude. Here are some examples of variables and their corresponding data. If the variable is length, it corresponds to 2 meters. If the variable is weight, it corresponds to 4 kilograms. Or if the variable is a class or a course, it corresponds to 10 students, and so on. Now let us discuss the nature of statistics. The meaning of statistics depends on the context of its usage. Number 1. When considered in the plural sense, it refers to a set of related quantitative data. For example, enrollment and grade reports of schools, registration of births, deaths, and marriages, or census. Number 2. When taken in the singular sense, it refers to the mathematical manipulations or computation of statistical measures from data, from which are drawn inferences, conclusions, or other forms of generalizations. It is also termed as statistical methods. Number 3. Taken in the singular form, statistic, it refers to a particular result of statistical computations. It is computed from a sample, which is a small portion of the total population. For example, the median, the mean, or the standard deviation. Now, let us define research and statistics. Research is a purposive, systematic, and scientific process of gathering, analyzing, classifying, organizing, presenting, and interpreting data for the solution of a problem, for prediction, for invention, for the discovery of truth, or for the expansion of verification of existing knowledge, all for the preservation and improvement of the quality of human life. Meanwhile, statistics is a tool for research to treat and compute data. So what is the relationship of research and statistics? There could be no data without research, and there could be no statistics without data. Therefore, research, data, variables, and statistics are interrelated with each other. To understand further, let us tackle the classification of variables. We have 5. Number 1. Discrete and non-discrete variables. Number 2. Orderable and non-orderable variables. Number 3. Univariable, bivariable, and multivariable distributions. Number 4. Independent and dependent variables. And lastly, constant. Discrete variables are those that have distinct divisions so that they are countable. That is, their divisions can be counted. For example, length. Length can be measured by a ruler or meter stick. Another example is age, and can be counted by years. Non-discrete variables are those that cannot be counted because they don't have distinct divisions. It is also termed as abstract variables. For example, intelligence, adequacy, effectiveness, beauty, cleanliness, awareness, and many more. Orderable variables are those that can be arranged from the highest to the lowest, from the most important to the least important, from the greatest to the least, and etc., or vice versa. It can also be ranked, or they are called rankables, and it should be noted that only variables that are traits, attributes, characteristics, or properties of things, places, and persons can be ordered and ranked. Non-orderable variables are particular things, places, and persons per se cannot be ordered nor ranked without any basis to their characteristics or properties. Univariable, which means there is only one variable involved. For example, young, middle-aged, and old corresponds to age. Here, age is the only variable involved. Bivariable means that data are classified on the basis of two variables. In this example, it is being showed the number of male first-year students and the female first-year students. The variables involved are the curriculum year and the sex. Multivariable distributions means each datum belongs to three or more variables. See, for example, there are three variables involved, which are course being taken, curricular year, and the sex. Independent and dependent variables are variables which are especially used in experimental research. These variables are interrelated that one cannot exist without the other. Independent variables are the variable that acts upon the other, while dependent variables is the one acted upon. Because of the action of the independent variable, a change is expected to occur in the dependent variable. See, for example, the independent variable, which is the teaching method, will affect the dependent variable, which is the student learning. Constant is a variable that does not change or does not show differences in value. Suppose the effectiveness of two types of teaching schedule is to be tested. One schedule is to teach the subject in 1 hour continuously, and the other schedule is to teach the subject for 30 minutes in the morning and another 30 minutes in the afternoon. So there must be two classes or groups of students. The factors that likely to affect the results of the test are the teaching method, references, instructional materials, and the teacher. This must remain constant for the two different classes. Now let us discuss the role of statistics in research. Number 1. Statistics helps the researcher in making his research design. Number 2. Statistical techniques help the researcher in determining the validity and reliability of his research instruments. Number 3. Statistical manipulations organize raw data systematically to make them appropriate for study. Number 4. Statistical treatments give meaning and interpretation to the raw data and hence are used to test the hypothesis. And number 5. Statistical methods determine the levels of significance of the research findings. For further study and reading, here are the references. Thank you and see you next session.